Hello, welcome to episode 13 of Southern Grace and Sass. I know this episode's coming out a week early, but who cares, right? You gotta get recording in when you can. And honestly, I kind of forgot there was a weekend between, Thanksgiving and last week, so that was my mistake, and everything, but yeah. But today is our exciting Thanksgiving special, and what are we calling it? It's a Thanksgiving special, Charlie Brown. With that being said, who doesn't love Charlie Brown? I grew up watching Charlie Brown. That was like a tradition in my household that we watch every year. But yeah, and I know. Technically, it refers back to Halloween, but let's put it for Thanksgiving. Why not, shall we? I know. I still believe Halloween should be celebrated all year long, but I also believe that turkey should have its month. Now, with that being said, if you're new here, hit that like button, ring that bell for notifications. Also, please subscribe, help a girl out. We are in my living room. I am currently watching Gilmore Girls as we speak. Because feels like the right time of year to watch Gilmore Girls. And I grew up watching the show religiously, so I know I've seen every episode probably 20,000 times. And this was because I grew up before streaming. I literally grew up where like they played the whole season and then they would start the series back. That was just me. But why don't we talk about my Thanksgiving hot takes? The tree does not go up until after Thanksgiving. I know there are people out there who put the tree up as soon as Halloween's over with. That is your prerogative. That is your right to do so. But my hot take is the tree will does not go up until after Thanksgiving. I cannot truly celebrate Christmas until after Thanksgiving. I my dad, on the other hand, he's the Oh wait, he can celebrate Christmas all year if they could. Whereas I can celebrate Halloween all year. It balances out actually. I got a funny story come Christmas time for y'all that I'm gonna got a funny story about a gift that he got me one year that is gonna be hilarious for a Christmas episode. But anyway, um, but yeah, the tree does not go up until after Thanksgiving, and I will die on that hill. The turkey needs his month. Like the turkey is often overlooked for crying out loud. Like, can we just give the turkey his month? Is that too hard? Is that too much to ask for? I think not. Um, Dinner is meant to be at the table and not in front of a television. You can have dinner all year long in front of your television, but I believe that have dinner at the table. You're visiting family, and that's when also where a lot of hot tea drama starts to take place. But yeah, think about it. Have you seen those videos where families are arguing at Thanksgiving? I love it. It makes me happy. Like, I would be that family member, like, if it was me in those videos, just trying not to laugh while recording them. Um, Now, another hot take I have the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is not the same as it used to be. I don't know. I think as it has an aesthetic, it doesn't hit the same, but it's a tradition to watch and still in general. Um, Dinner is from 11 to 2, and the rest is leftovers. I know there's some people who take it quite literally where dinner starts at 6 o'clock. No, dinner is 11 to 2. It's the one day a year, including Christmas, where that is dinner. That is not lunch, it's dinner. Um, Another one is Thanksgiving should be addressed as comfortable and appropriate as you want. I believe that you should dress as comfortable and as appropriate as dress as comfortable and appropriate as well. Because let's be honest, are we really wanting to dress up on Thanksgiving? Like, wear your leggings. I would wear like look sweatpants, leggings. I wear that all year long in general. But I'm just saying, have you seen the Friends episode where Joey has Phoebe's maternity pants? Yeah, like dress as comfortable as you want on Thanksgiving. Also be appropriate because keep in mind there may be children involved. Let's just remember that. And some people kind of forget. There's kids. Some people kind of forget how to dress appropriately from time to time. Just saying. Some people, not me. Um, I think it's because I was raised in a house where you would literally get fussed at if you showed any form of cleavage, if I'm being honest. But yeah, what is my advice for something for Thanksgiving? Well, stay out of the kitchen. Avoid the testing to avoid being full before dinner starts. How many of us have made this mistake? Be honest. Be honest. How many of you have made a mistake where you tasted everything before the meal started and then you got full and you couldn't eat your dinner? I'll give you a minute. We don't shame on here. We're just pointing out what happened. So, just get a piece of advice because we all need to remember that. So, make it a rule for yourself. Stay out of the kitchen. Like, and people ask, like, last year, and say, well, last year I got full before dinner started, so I'm staying out of the way so I can avoid it. Um, this is my favorite one. This is a rule I was so happy to have especially when I was able to get my own car, my own license, and go to family holidays. Because drive your own car and your drama starts to break out, you can leave. You don't have to stand by and watch and listen for it. Because one Easter, I was visiting my aunt and uncle in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and that was like the first time seeing my bio mom. Um, so and she started something with my aunt and uncle, and I want to know that there's a time and a place to talk about stuff. That was not the time and place to talk about any of that stuff that went down. So what did I do? So, literally, like my aunt and uncle tried to stop me, but I was like, there was a time and place to talk about this. She knew what she was doing. She should have waited till after I had left before she started talking about that with y'all. That's not my business. I don't want to know what's going on. So please keep drive your own car in case drama starts to break out. Because here's the thing, I'm in an era of my life where I just want peace. That's all I want. And if you like that area too, and here's the thing, like, you remember those family members that you used to make fun of for like always skipping on family events and stuff like that? Now, here's the question. When did you realize you became that family member? I am very curious. Um, Also, no dress code if you're eating at somebody's house. While I am a firm believer that you should dress as comfortable and appropriate as you would like, I also believe that if you're showing up as a guest at someone's house, they might have a certain dress code, like dress nice or dress kind of semi nice or something like that. Um, Another great piece of advice, always bring something. Do not show up empty handed. That's just a great rule in general, especially if you're a guest at someone's house and they invite you over for dinner. Like you just bring food over. Now I know there's like exceptions to the rule, especially say, oh, I'm over here all the time. Kind of like I'm 911. Do you remember the scene? I think it was early on, but it was just like everyone was at Eddie's house and Maddie basically guilted Buck into bringing cookies or something. I still want my buddy Cannon, by the way. But anyway, but basically, and Buck was like, "It's Eddie's house. I'm at this point. I'm not even considered a guest, basically." Uh, yeah. So, but always show up. Always bring something. Eat and don't show up empty-handed. That's just rude and polite, and it just shows up that it just shows bad manners. Honestly, um, let me rephrase it. Always bring something if you're able to. A lot of people aren't able to. Let me rephrase that. Also, help with the cleanup. When we were kids, for Thanksgiving for us, whoever hosted, all the kids had to help clean up afterwards, like with dishes and stuff like that. Which you help with the cleanup, especially if you're meeting someone for the first time. They're gonna appreciate you helping them clean up, and everything. But what are some favorite memories? Watching Peanuts for crying out loud. Um, Watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Watching a Christmas movie that night which signaled that Thanksgiving was over. Also, hiding on the couch to avoid people. As I got older, I literally loved finding my random spot on the couch, having my book with me, and it used to drive my stepdad crazy because I would not be interacting with people. And I'm like, I have a book in my hand, I'm reading, leave me alone. But he hated that because he had to control every aspect of that. Um, but what are some things to remember as Thanksgiving approaches? Well, sorry, I literally got sidetracked there for a minute. But here's some things to remember. Not everyone is celebrating with family. Some people are celebrating alone and or don't have family to celebrate with. Um, Also, not everyone has a hot meal on Thanksgiving. Some people are just barely making it and just struggling to get by. Um, the holidays can be a lonely time. I have lived in Tennessee for nearly 3 years now, and I will say it can get very lonely celebrating alone during the holidays. My first year, I had my one of my former roommate who I'm good friends with to this very day. She invited me to go to Thanksgiving with her family since it was my first year, and then Christmas morning, um, we did like a little Christmas breakfast, which was something she used to do with her dad, which I think is pretty cool. I also got sick. I was also started making very sick that day, which I hated so much. Which is funny because the next year, like I was like, Here's the funny part. I tried so hard not to get sick last year during the holiday season, and what happens? Well, the day after New Year's is just like you evaded it far too long. Now it's time for you to get sick. It wasn't, by the way. But the first year I was up here, I literally got bronchitis. After I was being sick. No, laryngitis, my bad, and I could not talk. People at work were kind of grateful because I couldn't be as loud as I wanted to. But yeah, but but anyway, um, Thanksgiving. Another piece of things to remember: Thanksgiving is a time to be grateful. Let's remember that not everybody gets to celebrate Thanksgiving. There's like always something to be grateful for. I went to the Jazz Final concert tour in Huntsville, Alabama. And this was like I'm so happy they continued. At the same time, it was a very emotional concert because it was after Naomi had passed, and Winona said something that clicked. Every day, lay it, think of something to be grateful for. It will help, and it has an impact, and it's a really good point. As well. Now, it won't always be a cookie cutter Hallmark family. How many of us want that? How many of us know in reality that it won't always be that way? That's okay, and that's okay. We can still try to make it the cookie cutter Hallmark family if we want to, but we don't have to. Um, some holidays are going to hit different. Um, just in general, like some people may not like celebrating this holiday, some people may not like celebrating that holiday. Just know that it's okay if the holiday hits differently this year. It could be you just lost a job or something like that. Um, Go easy on family members who just lost somebody. That first holiday season after a family loss is always the hardest. Um, and a lot of people don't really think about that. So, what, but with that being said, what are some fun traditions that you can do or start? Do a Friendsgiving. Those were always fun for me. I haven't been able to make it to ours back in Alabama in a long time, mainly because I really don't have a vehicle at this moment. And two, I don't like traveling during holiday season. That's just traffic nobody wants to be in, if I'm being honest. Start a gratitude jar. I think this is something that we can do in general, but like, let's start a gratitude jar. Like, Everybody has to put something they're grateful for in that jar. And you can make it a game, like go around passing, and you can literally make it a game to where everyone has to draw a random one and pick what they're grateful for. Play games like okay, so with our Friendsgiving, we will literally play games all the time. We did have to ban Uno and Monopoly though. Some of us get highly competitive. I wasn't the only one, but some of us did get highly competitive on that one. Um, watch the Thanksgiving game. Watch Thanksgiving football for crying out loud. I do it all the time. And have fun. It's Thanksgiving. Like, I know there's a lot of drama that goes in it, but if you spend it with the right people, it's gonna be fun no matter what you do. Um, so let's keep that in mind. Um, my couch is being weird right now. Anyway, one of my favorite Thanksgiving meals. I'll be honest with y'all, like, I'm a classic kind of girl. I was born in the South, raised in the South, so my go-to is always the traditional meals. Turkey. Okay, here's my thing. I can only eat turkey at Thanksgiving and Christmas. I cannot eat it any other time of the year. Yeah, yeah, judge me all you want. But also, I will say this. That nap you get on Thanksgiving after eating turkey, the best nap you'll ever get. Also, ham. Who doesn't love ham? I can eat that all year long, if I'm being honest. Green bean casserole is my favorite. Mac and cheese. I make a killer homemade mac and cheese, but I only save it for holidays. Rolls. Um, if the rolls, um, I will also say this. Now, don't judge me on this next one, but sweet potato casserole with the marshmallows. I had to specify for a good reason. I love the sweet potato casseroles with the marshmallows. Mashed potatoes and gravy, sweet potato pie, pumpkin pie. Like traditions, like I'm a traditional kind of girl, if I'm being honest. But okay, one of my least favorite Thanksgiving meals: dressing, cranberry sauce, pecan pie. Now, this last one, this is what I specify: sweet potato pie with pecans. I don't like nuts to begin with. I know how I sounded when I said it, but I don't like nuts. I don't like peanuts, pecans, walnuts. I don't like any nuts really like that. I do love peanut butter, but it has to be creamy. Anyway, but sweet potato casserole with the nuts is a no. Is the pecans is a no for me. I don't like pecan pie either. I can't. I really can't. But yeah. But that is it for this episode. War Eagle, by the way. Because Auburn is going to kick Alabama's butt, and I'm gonna enjoy it. And also, Alabama lost to Oklahoma. What better way to go into Thanksgiving than Alabama losing to Oklahoma? Second loss of the season. Yeah, yeah, I know I can go on about the Auburn thing, but here's the thing. Hugh Freeze's firing was a long time coming, and I'm so glad it happened. But that's it for this episode. I will see y'all next time. Y'all have a great day.